Alright, it's a brand new day, which means more Manderville quests. I'm also gonna add a nice little stipulation. For every follower that I get on Twitch, I'll perform the Manderville dance once. And if I happen to get like a bunch of followers at the same time, I'm just gonna stagger them out so I don't wear myself out. Cause it's basically a workout. I don't want to collapse on the ground after performing a dance. But yeah, every follower I get for these Manderville quests, for this stream and any future streams, I'll go on ahead and perform the dance. So yeah, if you want to watch me be all that I can like a Manderville man, there's your incentive. Set some things up real quick on my end. Alright, without further ado, I'm ready to dance, if people want to give me a follow. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating on my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Gugurimu, a prominent member of the East Aldenard Trading Company. Her eyes and hair are a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl's to be wed, and not just to anyone, mind you, to the heir of the Bergere Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at the commemorative feast to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief tends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. I'm actually going to scale this up just a little bit so people can read it a bit easier. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Alright. To Costa del Sol. Whoops, not to Reverence Toll. And certainly not on a chocobo, but that's probably going to help, honestly. And for those watching on YouTube, why not like, comment, subscribe, all that other good algorithm stuff, and get me to 1,000 subs so I can get monetization back on my stuff. And if my stream VODs aren't what really interests you, I've got plenty of other stuff to take a look at. You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might just have a moment of... Ah, yes, that two guild sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled fan of thief in his letter of challenge. If you have come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away by some fly-by-night rogue. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. But you might want to watch your words, because I used to be a rogue. You know what? Never mind. Oh, God. Brass blades, I guess? The Brass Blades of Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, Or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Consulting Inspector Briardian, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious gil. Very well. Let us see if your reputation is deserved, but consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Feels like I'm trying to imitate Papalimo. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under our noses last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods that he used to abscond the treaty blade. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I have already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed, Vanus, would be an obvious target for a thief. So too would be his father, Morgant. Yalto Nolto and his wife, Sinana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where our bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Gegoremu himself. Finally, we have Leuenhart, a steward of Gegoremu's estate and Miss Arabella's personal assistant. And of course, the food. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. We will begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individual, you are to report back to me at once. The hell? Hildibrand Manderville? I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away.
The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briardian. Forgive me if I'm not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say it powers of opposition rival even my own. Fair enough, friends. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Mandeville man can.
You've got a fish on your head. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? See? Good, Inspector. I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, perhaps, may have her very life is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me? Assist you? Aren't you a funny man? It makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins, where I know this... While I know this may be asking much, but do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I will be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. Is he gonna take the fish off his head? Wow, he changed out of his stuff quickly. Alright. Oops. He's right here. Boop. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Now, answer me this, Throat. You were there when the phantom thief, in the guise of Lady Dorilda, stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? The perfect mannerisms, I guess. Intriguing. Where most would point out the sheer physical perfection of disguise, you turn an eye within. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will, and yet, like you, this was of secondary concern to me. So, glamours, basically. Ah, my nose is itching. Ah. Stop itching, nose! From movements to mannerisms to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilla, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever, thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect aught as amiss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet, some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom throat. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? Probably the brass blade? Precisely. Clearly, you are far less useless than the bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please. A fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for a man. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as his bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search on the outskirts of the Costa del Sol. Alright, so guy's probably going to be imitating a brass blade. I noticed some bombs here. Oh god. Nashu's been busy. Oh, that's neat. Anyway. I think they're this way. Ah, I see. I found you. Excellent. You're one of the less incompetent assistants I've worked with. Thank the gods. Please free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive. Fade to black to save on animation budget. There. Now tell me all you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol, had a briefing of sorts. Master Geguremu gave us each our orders, who we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a whack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Geguremu. God, I need to look at these names a little more carefully. All the Rogadins have keyboard smashes for names. You know, sort of like... You know, sort of like that. Okay. My memory's hazy, but, one was Morgrant, father of the groom. The other was, Lalafell and Gem from Linza. Yalto Nolto. Now try your best to remember, were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgrant, Yalto Nolto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proven astonishingly enlightening. Do you really have to demoralize him after all that? I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of God, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. I can't guarantee that, but I can make it back to Costa del Sol. Oh, good, you're still standing in one spot. Hi, Nashu. Ah, there you are, friend. Not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did you and your Inspector Briardian's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Morgrant, Yalto, Nolto, and the steward Lewenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I'd consider them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the inspector shall be none the wiser. If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should have simplified the task for me so. There's one of our suspects standing suspiciously under that canopy over there. Just you wait, friend. I shall whip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. Oh, God. Please don't rip off people's faces. I know you still might think yourself a zombie, but please. Ripping faces is not the way to go. Oh, here we go. Alright. Let's see how disastrous this goes. Stand back, friend. The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The mere slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives, in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Manorville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can think of few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital! This is why you're my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold as I ensnare our prey with a web of words, leading to his inevitable demise. Good morning, Master Geguremu. A fine morning it must be, for you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. What is this nonsense? Arabella's my daughter, you... Just who in the seven hells are you anyway? Gods! Gods! Ah, now hold your chocobos, Grimu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, have ye? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude, eh, Vanus? Phantom thief? Balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all. Ha ha! He exudes an unusual degree of competence for such an effet. Fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. Haha, that's me, Venice, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly his father's son. A worthy heir to the bourgeois consortium and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Oh, which reminds me, Master Vanus, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. Has it not left her neck? It has not left her neck since that day. Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. Ha ha ha. Time-honored Manderville art of parley. We'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgrant not spoke up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yalto, Noto, and Lewenhart, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Oh, God. Whatever you ask to apologize for my friend's weirdness, I'll see what I can do. Oops, I gotta go this way. Aha! Daring and brave, am I? Have I seen your faces around here? With the East Aldenan Trading Company, are ye? Why, yes, good sir. Very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldenar Trading Company. Ha 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 ha! Please let this go well. Oh, pleasure to meet you. Do tell, is the Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sinana here's no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. Oh, but where are my manners? Yalto Noto of the Bourgeois Consortium, and this is me wife, Sayana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. Aye, I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time, what with all the manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragoras. Nasty buggers, a lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad. Ye have heard of the Mandragoras, haven't ye? But of course, I once spent a year honing my body and mind with the fists of Ralgar. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra what's this a day. Great improvisation. And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless bands of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourselves from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it that they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, my lady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. You okay, Nashu? You need some caffeine? Settle down, Sayana. Forgive my wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure, and with that, I'd best go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy! None of these three were suspicious in the least, but we best not give up hope. Least of lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector. A sign of quick mind, I'm sure. The sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope, he of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Briardian will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Unfortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briardian will be back before long. Come, Nashu, this is no time to delay. Oh, good. I have a feeling we're going to get a nice little, That is a dark knife fighting. Let me take a look at you. Ah. Basic armor. I like it. Why are there bombs with the supply? Nashu, what the hell have you been doing? Look at this. Now there's water. Now there isn't. Now there's water. I've made friends with morons, haven't I? They're too stupid for me to shank their ankles. Crates of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lewinhart spoke true? You got! Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst the coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear we have found our phantom thief after all. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. Oh, God. Can you please move them? Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, just doesn't mean you will be needing this piece of driftwood either. Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event, I fear it might be somewhat misdirected. Now, set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking notes like an astute assistant you are. Let's see what happens. Oh, God. I say, we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon the scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now, let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Briardian, explode, a firing demise. Got it. Are you sure about that? Uh-oh, don't look now, but someone has returned from at the absolute worst possible time. You two were supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briardian come upon these explosives, the consequences would be even more dire. Throat and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu. We shall return for your creations once Inspector Briardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. Gosh darn it, Nashu. All we have to do is lure him away from these crates. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? So Hildibrand has managed thus far not to destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Haha, indeed. But enough about Hildibrand. Throde and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah, yes, that spot over there by the crate should suffice. There, of all places, but surely we could find somewhere more scenic? I'm not here on vacation. I'm here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy indeed. Bloody hells. Don't worry, Throat. I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. Watch this somehow turn out to be that he ends up suspecting that the masked bandit is the one that laid the explosives there and tried to murder Briardy. And oh, now we're in more animated cutscene. Is it just me, or is there a bit of chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm. I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. I don't know if you haven't noticed, but it's raining, so... I guess cutscenes don't account for weather. If you insist, Inspector. Though the questioning of a brass blade attacked by our quarry, I have identified 3 individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yalto, Nalto, and Lewenhart. The 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over... Are the 2 of you listening? Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. Nod. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Perhaps we should continue our conversation elsewhere. But there's no need. Wait here and I shall build us a fire. Oh no. Ha ha ha! Methinks the Inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. And as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flintstone on my person. Why do you carry flintstone on you? Oh boy. There is no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the Inspector's veins, but ice. I cannot fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Whee! It's flying! Oh, God. What have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan? Could this be another challenge from the Fiend? Surely you jest, Inspector. Looks nothing like its usual card, see? Doubtless this is just the idle ravings of some madman. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, but there are 2 more pages. Give up hope, he of many faces will laugh last. It is not the lapis maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than his previous challenges. But there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt. The hell were you writing down, Nashu? The final page? God, I feel a sneeze coming on. Just like Nashu. Confounding Inspector Briardian will meet a fiery demise. Why, Nashu? Ah! He goes in for the dive! He misses! Oh god. And he sticks the landing! Rather, the torch sticks the landing. Actually gonna get rid of webcam so you can see this. Ah! Yep. You saw through the fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just call it reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? A ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. Hildibrand Manderville, were you able to learn aught of the fiend who made his ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Vigilance! Yes, vigilance is the order of the day! What in the name of the gods that... Those teeth! Those vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined! Ruined! It's an inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you rot into jail. Oh boy. Well, let's speak with Lewinhart. That's better than someone losing their life. was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not, the fiend's artless attempts on my life have been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Guguremu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Gods, this is no thief, this is a madman! As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contained imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days. What with the mandragores at large? Even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. The mandragoras. I have heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Orzean dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple, and had a little bit of smoke on the water. Methinks you dost worry too much, Master Lewinhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. Would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of Gabera proved unable to resist them. Oh, a formidable foe indeed. Were there only a brave soul in our midst with a want for taking on fearsome enemies with not a shred of concern for his own well-being. Oh, you mean me? Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say, I, yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables to deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. You're truly a godsend, adventurer. One Suntimal of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Oops. Let me, go back here. Without those ingredients, Master Guguremu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, well, you're my only hope. A gentleman never let his comrade face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. Alright, fine. At least it'll keep him out of trouble. That's for Blue Mage. Wait a second. That's a... Okay, that's a basic quest. If you've come for the Mandragoras, I fear you've half a bell too late, as were we. Blast it all. Did the poor merchant tell it? No sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Bloody murder! Bloody murder! Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The merchant left for Aleport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you've a mind to go after the culprits, he might lend an ear to his sad tale. Aha, this is the thrill of the chase, not... Is the thrill of the chase not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by the fisherman's bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us be swiftly on our way. That's cool. You can go over there by boat. I'll go on ahead and go by Ether Shard. Eek! Don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip. A murderous eggplant or something like that. Look, I know my hair's purple, but You don't have to insult me like that. Think I jest, do ye? You'd be sounding a different tune if you shot a tomato... If a shot of tomato juice almost took out your eye, as it did mine. My eye! By the time I'd regained me wits, they'd already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined. Ruined! If I never see another bleeding onion till the end of me days, it'll be too soon. Oh my god. Tiny trader would ask you to save the realm from a vegetal scourge. To hear most say it, the Mandragores are a nasty lot. A right pain in the arse to farmers and provisioners the realm over. But let me tell you, friend, that ain't the least of it. Freeing their fellow fronds from our lardons and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous blackguards have a far grander scheme. Revolution! Madness, you say? Take a ferry to the Isles of Umbra and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. This muscle-bound fellow with a dim expression. I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me, if it ain't the undead overlord what fancies himself a gentleman inspector. Which would make you... Aye, could it be? The adventurer what bested the thieving duelist in single combat. Yeah, I am. Well, bugger me and call me Inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist traveled with a demon bird whose crow could split the heavens? But that's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. And that's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud. And I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragores are planting themselves a whole army of their own kind on the Isles of Umbra. You'd be doing the whole realm a favor if you could go there and uproot them before the harvest comes. Many a case I have solved in my day, but I've not matched wits with a sentient plant life before. This should prove quite exhilarating to the Isles of Umbra. I guess this is why people hate vegans. I got a notification. All right. Quickly, to the Isle of Umbra! You know, past these, things right here. Alright, where are they exactly? Alright, well... At least there's some combat in, for these things. Level 42 quests. I don't need them. Circle, circle! X square circle! Feel a hostile gaze upon you. Feels like I'm being followed. Feels like someone wants to sell me something! Oh. It's just a guy on a motorcycle just going back and forth. Circle, X, upside down triangle. Double circle, X, triangle, square! Oh, that's a lovely name. With an appropriate getup. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. Well, I think I found the cause of the hostile gaze. You know what I mean. Ah, Dragoon. X. Square. Music note. double circle, X, double circle, square, money sign, double circle, X, triangle, square, double circle, double circle. Music note. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. Again. Oh, hi, Hildibrand. You okay there?
Friend, we've defeated the better goals and let me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here. Somewhere.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you enable the fate by, manually. Okay, that's actually pretty neat. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Alright, so it looks like they're gonna be, doing this on occasion. Alright, one down. Well, looks like I have more people joining me because they want to get their relic weapons before the patch hits. Or be ready to get their relic weapons before the patch hits, but they didn't want to do the Manderville quest because they hate slapstick comedy or some nonsense like that. And they're just steadily going to be skipping through the cutscenes just so they can get their high numbers so that they can get their dopamine hits. There we go. The Mandragora slain! Hey, Hildibrand, are you gonna be okay?
Take a little thought, my friend. When the wind said, see the battle with my own ears. We'll go right ahead to cast the fall. I will see along as soon as I extricate myself.
You return. I fear you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. Eh, all in a day's work. I got your food back. Stolen foodstuffs. You saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Guguremu is quite particular about his seasonings. Oh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it's time we return to the case. Now, there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Cool! The peppers have changed color! What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe. A gentleman must needs investigate. They're blue. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Lewinhart described. Perhaps we've recovered the wrong crate. But look here, Inspector. The crate is clearly marked for Costa del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant a purplish blue or bluish purple. The two colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Ha! The charade is up! After the man! It is as I suspected all along. The goggles have proved the key to the cracking the case. With speed, Nashu, the fiend must be brought to justice. Ah. The goggles are red, so that would make the peppers appear purple through those goggles, but when in reality those peppers are blue. I see. So yeah, red plus blue make purple, and because those were purple, because the goggles were red, it made the blue peppers appear purple. Ah, here's the real Lewinhart. Best get him out of here before the jellies. Pluck him. Poke him, prod him. You can run, but you cannot! Hide. Haha, if you thought you could outsprint this man of a man, you were sorely mistaken. I was here first. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Yeah, about that. Done in by a snipper. Fitting in for an ignoble thief. Let's see what lies behind the mask. Hi. Where am I? Who are you? So this is the real guy. This is the real Lewinhart. Playing me for a fool will avail you not. I suggest you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Mrs. Arabella, I must find her at once. My head. It would seem that this man wears no mask. This is the true Lewinhart. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate in Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and in the next instance, he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managing to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. Now that you mention it, the imposter was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him. There's still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our quarry, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It's unlikely that he had time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We need simply to return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Lewinhart back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. Oh, hi. I guess they're still mad that I beat their asses. I found you, my little ones. Let me guess, you seethe with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Then it would appear our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be ours. The game is afoot, inspectors. Now, what masks shall I wear to the ball? He ripped off his own face. That's brutal. Oh, I'm going to Wineport. Okay. Yeah, I'll fly there. I'm close enough anyway. I wonder if I could solo the Bahamut stuff at this point as a ninja. Highly doubt it. But you never know. Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once. Oh, Lewin, always the worrier. Your concern is touching, but I am a grown woman. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers. Lovely though these flowers may be, they are as unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Please, call me Hildy. I almost read that as daddy. Son of a gun. Pleasure's mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart, for as long as Hildibrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Matterfield name. The gods smile on me indeed, to send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion, and yet... You seem pensive, my lady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vanus. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift, a treasure for my treasure. Wear it always, the message said. I do not care how beautiful it is. It might as well be a golden shackle. Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met. Unconscionable. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Father says that this marriage must happen, that it is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true old Dawn, but if I may be so bold, my lady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as servant rather than son. You may think Father a cold and miserly man, but to me he is the man who gave me warmth and hope where I had none. I will learn to love Vanus if that will make Father happy. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days. If I have to spend another hour with you, I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol to see how the inspector's investigation fares. I as well must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. Hang on, I'm checking something. Oh, that's neat. Chugga's new icon is done by a member of Proton John's art community. That's nice. She's a good artist, too. Shout out to Camille. We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Manderville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. 'Tis an art that I would impart to you as well, fiend, though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles, and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt I shall prove as invaluable in your adventures as it has in my investigations, or, failing that, to serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Nashu, Miss Ellie, with me. Alright, so what's... Okay, that's a different one. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a lot of blue quest icons on my map at all times on this character. Since I'm only really doing some of the side stories and the main scenario on this character. Alright, so I'm gonna start paying attention to anyone who has black gloves on. Oh crap. I'm a suspect! I've got black gloves on! Inspector Briardian, I have seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I have canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere. Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if the beauty is truly a match for our own. Tee-hee! There's no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. But, Inspector, Vanis and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over or blow something up or the like? You know, like you always do? Inspector Briardian, I knew the day would come when you recognized my many talents. Worry not, Master Vanis. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what must needs be done. To the poor sot lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about. Perfect. Find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. Alright, so conceal the real Arabella while we try to figure out something. Why do I get the feeling I'm gonna see someone in something I don't want to see? Has the Lapis Maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's guard, you say. I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will. Crap, I've got black gloves on. I'm a suspect. Means, oh, she's just right over here. Cool. Greetings, friend. Oh, what's this you have for me? We kind of have a plan to make sure you don't get abducted. So you might want to put these on and just go with the flow. Servant's garb, but why? Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into these clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight. But the ceremony, Father will be furious, and Lord Vanus. We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens, and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You only need concern yourself with your own safety. We should do the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profits your father stands to gain from it. Lewin, if Father heard you say such things... I should have said them long ago. By not doing so, I've put your life in danger. But besides, we have not one but 2 skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Very well. I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Throat, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now let us return before the festivities begin. Got a bad feeling about this. This is my character having a feeling about what the hell's gonna happen. Ah, you return. Me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vanus at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? Do with this what you will. Why, this is Miss Arabella's dress? I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it, but worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that, I must attend to Master Vanus before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend. I assure you that Inspector Briardian and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? I'm gonna get my screen cap ready for the thumbnail. Yep, that's what I thought. Curses! How am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about? Search for black gloves. Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honor and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Bourgeois Consortium and East Aldenard Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying the fine foods, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. The Lapis Maiden! If even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vanus is the luckiest bastard in the realm. Yalto Nolto Sayana, honored guests. It is a pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son, Vanus, future chair of the Bourgeois Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Guguremu of the East Aldenard Trading Company. This couple would exchange their eternal vows here today that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. I'm gonna just remove face cam for this. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come. Damn you, Hildibrand Manderville, you had one job. She's beautiful! Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She is my bride after all. Oh. My lady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray give your hand unto me. My sun and stars! Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes, I am yours and shall be forevermore! There it is! God. What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? Not quite what I had intended, but I suppose it serves our purpose. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take aim at her life. Oh my god. You're gonna rip the dress if you do that. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Vanis, or shall I call you by another name? The Thief of Many Faces. Oh, God. My character's face. Whoop, whoop. Me, the thief. Are you mad? It's a diversion, at least. It appears that my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visage before today. Her father, Guguremu, and her steward, Lewenhart. As you were yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vanis, you were to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? I think anyone gazing their face upon you would find it unnatural. Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces. I'm just gonna shut up. And anyone else that have their wits about them? How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Gods, arrest that pervert at once! Lock him up in jail and throw away the key! He's got gloves on. Arabella? Oh, thank the gods you're safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about. Yep, called it. Glove on his right hand. Could it be? So yeah, Hildibrand was right. The man is a fool, but it would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what is yours is now mine. That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him! Oh no. You came all this way for me. You love me. You really, really love me. Oh God. That's the appropriate reaction, you know. The attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for, and now I must away. My lords, my ladies, till we meet again. The flying shark? I hear that the real Venice was found bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I am sorry. For what, my lady? The banquet was more exciting than I ever could have hoped for. Venice and his father were furious, of course, but our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it is for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildibrand, who taught me this lesson. Oh my God, that face. For the love of God, somebody find him a change of clothes. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief's challenge said he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue. Yet in the end, he only took her necklace. Now that you mention it, Master Guguremu told me about the clasp when he first arrived. Engraved with the mark of the sun god, it is one of the most treasured pieces from the Brugiere collection, known by many as Azema's virtue. The maiden's virtue? Indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. Uh-oh. Alright, who's getting it this time? Oh. Ow. Split its head clean open. Over here, Inspector, it says, made you look. And it's in the back of his head. The fiend plays us for fools. Give that to me at once. Ow! When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must ever be on guard. The fiend attempted murder once, he may very well do so again. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Please, someone get him a change of clothes. parlay minigame is now available. Oh, wow, okay. The parlay minigame. Entertain yourself as many a Manderville man has before you by opening the toy chest in any inn room. Oh, that's neat. Okay, so I do get something at the end of this bit of questing. To the victor goes the priceless treasure. While the smile of a champion holds the secrets untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can a Manderville man triumph over terrors and win the day? Hildibrand will return in the Colosseum Consortium. I think that's what it said. It went by a little too fast. Well, looks like Greg's back. The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one at the same time? Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time. Well, there's the, there's that thing. Also, we're gonna have Godbird again. And there might actually be some actual combat scenarios. Alright, that's my first toy in the toy chest. Oh well. We'll see what happens next time.